cherry smoked duck with chipotle cherry sauce, citrus smoked turkey breast, bacon, ham, and cheese chicken thighs. From the DoubleTree by Hilton in Palm Springs, California, I'm Stephen Raichlen, and this is Project Smoke. Smoked poultry has a fantastic flavor, but it does pose a challenge. When you smoke a chicken or a duck or turkey at a low temperature, the skin becomes kind of soft and rubbery. In this show, I'm going to show you how to get a great smoky flavor and keep the skin crisp. In American barbecue, beef and pork grab all the glory, but I like it when poultry goes up in smoke. The mild meat is like a blank canvas for spice and smoke. Up first, duckling with cherries and smoky chipotle cherry sauce. When I was planning Project Smoke 2, I knew I wanted to smoke a duck, because smoked duck is great. And I thought we would use cherry wood, and then we could kind of echo that concept of cherry in the sauce, a traditional French cherry sauce. So, a dish that was born in Paris, but could only happen in the American barbecue belt. This is a 5-pound duck, and last night I unwrapped it, put it on a wire rack in the refrigerator to dry out the skin. You can accelerate the drying process with a hairdryer. Set it on the lowest temperature setting and run it over the skin. So why do you dry the duck skin? Well, dry skin becomes more crackling crisp during the cooking process, and that means better duck skin when you serve the duck. Next, you want to make the rub. It's a sweet, salty rub. It starts with granulated sugar and salt and black pepper. And then you have cinnamon for a touch of sweetness and cumin for aromatic spice. Mix these ingredients together with a fork. Take some of the rub and sprinkle it in the cavity and place a cinnamon stick for fragrance and a shallot in the cavity. To truss the duck, make sure the neck skin is folded under the body. Then fold the tail piece into the cavity and push the legs to the side of the duck. Take a piece of butcher string about 20 inches long, slide it under the tail of the duck, loop it over, make a double loop, pull tight to pin the drumsticks to the side of the duck. Then pull the string over the legs, under the wings, and turn the duck over. Grab the string, and you'll make a double loop, and then you want to just slide the string back as tightly as possible and tie it off and cut off any excess. Now the last thing, just pull that neck skin tight, and you want to cut it off. And here's your trussed duck. You can see it's a lot more pleasing in shape than a bird that just sort of flops on the cutting board. Next step, prick the skin, but not the meat underneath of it. This helps release some of the excess fat in the skin. Baste the duck with a little extra virgin olive oil. Brush it over the outside of the duck. Then season the outside of the duck with the remaining rub. I love the scent of cinnamon and cumin. It's a flavor combination that's used in cuisines as varied as Mexican and Moroccan. To smoke the duck, I'm using a pellet smoker, and you fuel it with these hardwood pellets, cherry wood, keeping with the cherries in the sauce, and you simply add the pellets to the hopper. Set the smoker temperature for 250 degrees. This duck uses what I call a two-stage smoking process. You start low and slow as you would for any traditional barbecue. And then about 2/3 of the way through, you increase the heat. And This is to help brown and crisp the duck skin. So you have the advantages of low and slow, which keeps the meat moist, the advantage of high heat roasting, which helps crisp the skin. So open the smoker, and the way a pellet smoker works, the pellets drop down, there's an auger that feeds them into a burn chamber. You can actually hear the pellets dropping. We'll place the duck in the smoke chamber. This smoker has a temperature probe, and you want to insert the probe into the deepest part of the thigh. Smoking time for this preliminary stage, about 2.5 hours, looking for an internal temperature of 145 degrees. Meanwhile, let me show you how to make that smoky chipotle cherry sauce.
Ready to run. Camera's rolling, here we go.
So the cherry sauce starts with a sweet-sour mixture called a bigarade. You make a caramel, that is a burnt sugar sauce. It starts with sugar and water. And you cover the pot to speed up the boiling process and rinse any sugar crystals off the side of the pan. Meanwhile, we're using fresh cherries in this sauce, and this is a cool device. This is called a cherry pitter, and you simply insert the cherry and then just push the pit out. So you can see the sugar is starting to caramelize, burn. Want to take it just a little darker. Once the mixture is well caramelized, add red wine vinegar. The mixture is going to hiss and sputter like Mount Vesuvius, and you just want to whisk it to dissolve the sugar. Add port wine, then freshly grated lemon zest, the oil-rich outer rind. Cut the lemon in half, and you can add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. I squeeze it between my fingers to catch any seeds. Now, whisk in 1 cup of chicken or duck stock, and add a cinnamon stick to reinforce that cinnamon flavor in the rub, and chopped chipotle chili, and you'll bring this mixture to a boil. And once the sauce boils, add the fresh cherries. Simmer the cherries until soft. That'll take about 3 minutes for fresh cherries. So to thicken the sauce, we're going to make a slurry. That is a mixture of cornstarch and a little kirsch, cherry brandy. Dissolve the cornstarch in the kirsch. That will reinforce the flavor of the fresh cherries. To thicken the sauce, simply stir the slurry. You don't want it too thick, just slightly thickened. And then the last thing you want to do is just add a spoonful of butter. And of course, don't forget salt and pepper. You can see the butter makes it glossy. You get cinnamon, you get chipotle. Oh man, this is luscious, not too sweet, great smoky caramel undertone from the burnt sugar and the chipotle. Here's the duck after 2.5 hours. You can see it's beautifully brown, still looks moist, nice smoke coming out. And what you want to do now is increase the temperature of the smoker to 400 degrees, crisp up that skin. It'll take about another hour of cooking. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. Here's the duck after the final high heat roasting. I'll just pull out this probe. Here's the cherry chipotle sauce. So you can make a cut along the breastbone. Oh, the knife just glides through the duck as though through butter. And then I'll cut a few slices. Look at that beautiful smoke ring. That is a chemical reaction that occurs when the smoke comes in contact with the meat. Wow. This looks great. Now we'll add a little sauce, and I'll cut a slice. Oh man, this is so good. That duck is so tender and succulent. Nice smoke flavor, little heat from the chipotles, just like what I used to eat in Paris, only with a Project Smoke twist.
That's good. Very nice, Stephen.
This season, we're shooting Project Smoke in beautiful Palm Springs, where they have some serious agriculture and some serious lemons. Most smoked turkey gets the salt brine treatment. This one we're going to flavor with California citrus. I got the idea for the citrus cure from a restaurant called Pig and Pickle in Scottsdale, Arizona. And they made a very similar marinade, but they used it to cure salmon for smoked salmon. I thought, citrus turkey, man, that is a really nice combination. And so here's the dish. And it sort of illustrates a little bit how your mind can work with food, where you take one set of flavors from one dish, apply them to another dish, and you create something new and surprising. Step one, the marinade. Actually, it's a sort of dry rub. It consists of lemon, lime, orange, and grapefruit. Then for a touch of licorice sweetness, fresh fennel, brown sugar, sea salt, and freshly ground black pepper. And you want to pulse the ingredients until finely chopped. And while the mixture is chopping, add about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. This will help keep the turkey moist during smoking it. And if you taste this, it's got a beautiful citrus flavor, but what's really interesting about it is we put the zest and the rind of the citrus fruit. So it's a little bitter, very aromatic. It's going to go great with the turkey. I'm using a 3-pound split turkey breast. It comes mostly trimmed. You can see the ribs have been cut. Only thing I want to do here is there's a little extra fat and skin here. So I'm going to trim these off. And you want to spoon about half the marinade over the bottom of the turkey breast. And once you've coated one side, turn the turkey breast over. So then you'll spread the remaining marinade on top of the turkey breast. The idea is to coat it completely with this aromatic citrus paste. Cover the turkey breast with plastic wrap. Marinating time, minimum 6 hours, maximum overnight.
Here we are, my home. It's like camping. A lot more work. A lot more demanding camping. Barbecue camping.
So here's the marinated turkey breast. And what I like to do is just scrape off the excess marinade and transfer the turkey breast to a wire rack so it dries a little bit. When you dry meats before smoking, it helps the smoke adhere to the meat better. What I love about this recipe is the juxtaposition of the wood smoke and the bright citrus fennel flavor. It's really refreshing and really different. Here's how you assemble a water smoker. In the bottom section, the firebox, I have my lump charcoal corralled in a perforated ring, and I'm gonna pour the lit charcoal on top of the unlit charcoal. This is called a top-down burn, and it's a great way to get a long, slow, steady smoke. Next, put the smoke chamber on top, and then add the water pan. This is why it's called a water smoker. And fill the water pan. The water pan serves 2 purposes. First of all, it shields the turkey from the direct high heat force of the fire. Second of all, it keeps a moist environment. Food smokes better in a moist environment, and it's less likely to dry out. Now, place the cooking rack in the smoker, then I'll go get the turkey. Last thing I like to do with the turkey breast is just baste it with a little extra virgin olive oil before it goes in the smoker. One more layer that holds in moistness and adds flavor. And the last step, I'll use a couple chunks of California oak wood, and I place the oak on the burning coals. And then you'll close the portal and seal it. You can start to see smoke coming up already. Cooking temperature, about 250 degrees. Cooking time, 2 hours. We're looking for an internal temperature on the turkey of 165 degrees. Meanwhile, I'm going to make a fennel orange salad to go with the turkey. The sun is setting. It's really beautiful in Palm Springs. This is a fennel bulb. I like to think of this as licorice-flavored celery. And what you'll do is cut a slice off the bulb. You cut off the stalk. And then you want to slice the fennel crosswise as thinly as possible. And then we'll add the fennel pieces to the salad. And next, some of these fennel leaves, which are beautiful. I think of this as licorice-flavored dill. Now, fresh orange segments and a generous sprinkle of sea salt and freshly ground black pepper and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. And finally, a generous drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. All right. It's super simple, super fresh, and it goes great with smoked poultry of all sorts. Wow, look at that turkey breast. Looks beautiful, looks done, but we're gonna use our trusty instant read meat thermometer. We're looking for 165 degrees, right on the money. Now, normally, you would let this cool for about 20 minutes before you carve it, but I gotta tell you, I wanna try it right now. So to carve, we'll just cut thin, diagonal slices. Look how moist that turkey is. It actually squirts when you press it. So we'll just keep carving. All right. And let me take a couple of slices for myself here. One more slice of turkey. And then for the salad, just put that in a nice bowl. Now the moment I've been waiting for. Take a taste. Oh man, this is supernaturally moist. And that citrus flavor, you know, it's so different than the typical salty brine that you get on smoked turkey breast. The salad. Light, fresh, nice fennel flavor. Goes really great with the turkey. Come on, guys, clear the set. Compared with chicken breasts, chicken thighs aren't super popular in the United States, but when you travel the world's barbecue trail, they're the cut preferred by most of the world's grill masters. Why? The dark meat of a chicken thigh has a very rich flavor, and thighs are very well marbled, so they stay moist when grilled or smoked. I love this dish when I tasted it in Serbia. I love cooking it on the grill, but when you smoke the stuffed chicken thighs, there's a magic that happens that just transports this dish to another realm. Start with large chicken thighs. These weigh about ½ a pound. And to bone a chicken thigh, you simply run the tip of a paring knife along the bone on one side, and then the other side, and then slide the knife tip under the bone. And remove the bone. Save it for stock. Season the inside of the thigh with salt and freshly ground black pepper. We will not reuse this salt and pepper because I've been handling chicken. Now, paint the inside of the thigh with about 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Add 2 pickle slices, Gruyere cheese cut into matchstick slivers, and finally smoked ham cut into matchstick slivers. Bring one side over, then the other side. Take a strip of artisanal applewood smoked bacon and lay it on the cutting board. Then take another strip and lay it perpendicular to the first. Place the stuffed chicken thigh on the first strip of bacon and bring the sides over to encase the filling. Next, bring the top strip and the bottom strip of bacon over the thigh to encase it. Now, cut a piece of butcher string about 20 inches in length and slide it under the chicken bundle. Loop the ends over and pull tight to seal the bundle. Make a 90-degree turn, flip the chicken over, bring the string together, and loop the ends over twice this time to make a lock nut. Pull the string tight, tie off the ends, and snip off any excess string. To smoke the chicken thighs, I'm using an electric smoker. It burns these hardwood sawdust discs, which you insert in the hopper. And you can see the hardwood discs are ferried on this conveyor to a heating element, which burns them, generating the smoke. Pull out one of the wire racks, place it on a baking sheet, then arrange the chicken bundles on the rack. And return the rack to the smoker. Close the smoker. Cooking time will be about 2 hours.
Okay, everybody ready? Let's do this, please. And right to me, please.
Okay.
Ready, and action.
It's been 2 hours. The thighs should be done. Take a look. Oh man, they look beautiful. But let's just double check with an instant read meat thermometer. Internal temperature, 165 degrees. We are there. And you want to remember to snip off and remove the string. These feel nice and moist and luscious. And the last one for me. I'll cut it in half. It is very tender. And you can see the pickle and the cheese and the ham. Let me take a bite. This is awesome. The tartness of the pickle and the mustard, creaminess of the cheese, the salty, smoky bacon and ham. There's only one thing missing. This is Chris Lynch, who heads up our field kitchen.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man. That's it for bird meat smoke. Cherry smoked duck with chipotle cherry sauce. Citrus smoked turkey breast. Bacon ham and cheese chicken thighs. See you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dig in. Very nice.
Very good. And Steven.
From the DoubleTree by Hilton in Palm Springs, California, I'm Stephen Raichlen, and this is Project
Is off your mark.
Yeah, I forgot my mark.
Dueling cameras, looking at each other. It's just constant.
Go around in a circle.
It's constantly.
And
Right.
ready to go.
You want the whole spiel again, too?
Well, it wasn't very good.
Oh, okay.
And action.
How'd you really feel about it?
I'm just trying to get you in a good mood.
Okay.